Hie to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I've got well where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be here at night. All to him. He is hid at Laurence's cell.
Oh, find him. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Scene 3, Friar Lawrence's cell.
Who killed the dog?
I was going to say someone's killing the dog.
Not mine.
Not mine. Romeo, come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored in thy parts. Oh, thou art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I yet know not?
Too familiar at my dear son, with such sour company, I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Oh, banishment! Be merciful, say death, for exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Here from Verona thou art banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence, banish-ed is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Then banish-ed is death mistermed. Calling death banishment, thou cuttest my head off with a golden axe, and smilest upon the stroke that murders me.
Oh, deadly sin! Oh, rude unthankfulness! Thy fault our law calls death. But the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law and turned the black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
This is torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing, live here in heaven and may look on her. But Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship lives and carrion flies than Romeo. They my seize on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand, and steal immortal blessing from her lips, who in even pure and vestal modesty still blush as thinking their own kisses sin. But Romeo may not. He is banished. Flies might do this, but I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. And sayest thou yet that exile is not death? Hast thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though never so mean, but banish it to kill me? Banish it? Oh, friar, the damn use that word in hell, howlings attendant. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professor, to mangle me with that word, banish it?
Thou fond bad man, hear me a little speak.
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adversity's sweet milk, philosophy, to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banish-ed? Hang up philosophy. Under philosophy can make a Juliet, displant a town, reverse a prince's doom. It helps not, it prevails not. Talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee and thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me and like me banished, then mightest thou speak, then mightest thou tear thy hair, fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Eyes, one knocks. Good Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of heartsick groans, mist-like, enfold me from the search of eyes.
Hark, how they knock! Who's there? Romeo, rise, and thou wilt be taken. Stay a while. Stand up. Run to my study. By and by. God's will. The simpleness is this. I come. Who knocks so loud? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in, and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, holy friar, oh, tell me, holy friar, where is my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There, on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
He is even in my mistress's case, just in her case. Oh, woeful sympathy, piteous predicament. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping and blubbering. Stand up, stand up. Stand as you be a man, for Juliet's sake. For her sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall into so deep an old?
Nurse!
Ah, sir, that's the end of all.
Spakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Does she not think me an old murderer? Now I have stained the childhood of her joy with blood removed but little from her own. Where is she, and how does she? And what says my concealed lady to our concealed love?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her. As that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, that I may sack that hateful mansion.
Hold thy desperate hand, art thou a man? Thy form cries out, thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Unseemly woman in a seeming man, and ill beseeming beast in seeming both. Thou art amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself, and slay thy lady with thy life lives, by doing damned hate upon the self? What rulest thou in thy birth, the heaven and earth? Oh, since birth and heaven and earth, all three do not meet in thee at once, which thou at once would lose. Fie, fie, thou shamest thy shape, thy love, thy wit, which like a usurer aboundest in all. and uses none in that true use indeed, which should bedeck thy shape, thy love, thy wit. The noble shape is but a form of wax, progressing from the valor of a man. Thy dear love, sworn but hollow perjury, killing that love which thou hast vowed to cherish. Thy wit, that ornament to shape and love, misshapen the conduct of them both, like powder in a skilless soldier's flask, is set afire by thine own ignorance, and thou dissembered with thine own defense. What rouse thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive, oh, for whose dear sake thou wast lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy, and the law that threatest death then becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy, a pack of blessings light upon thy back, and happiness courts thee in her best array, but like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou put'st thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Miserable. Page turn. Go, get thee to thy love, as was decreed. Ascend her chamber, and hence and comfort her, and look upon they stay not with the watch beset, and then thou canst not pass to Mantua. There shalt thou live until they find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon to the prince, and fall thee back with 20,000, 100,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse, and commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh, Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is. My lord, I'll tell my lady you will come.
Do so, and bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here is a ring she bid me give you, sir. Hide you, make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence. Good night. And here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch is set, or by the break of day, disguised from hence, sojourn to Mantua. I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me thy hand, and 'tis late. Farewell. Good night.
But that a joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Scene 4, a room in Capulet's house.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily. that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she had loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late, and she'll not come down tonight. I promise you, but for your company, I would abed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time to woe. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is mewed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I will take desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Oh, Monday, ha! Well, Wednesday is too soon. A Thursday let it be, a Thursday. Tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste? Well, do keep no great ado, a friend or two, for hark you, Tybalt is being slain so late, it may be thought that we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we revel much. Therefore, we'll have some of half a dozen friends, and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone, a Thursday be it then. Go you to Juliet ere you go to bed, and prepare her, wife, against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Light to my chamber. Oh, for me, it is very late that we may call it early by and by. Good night.
Scene 5, Capulet's orchard.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yonder pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
Sounds like it's a poem. Okay, hold on a second.
Hold on.
It's torture
Sorry.
puppy bowl. It's puppy bowl.
It was
These sound effects.
nightly she sings on yonder pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, and what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Young light is not daylight, I know it. It is some mediator that the sun exhales to be to thee this night to torchbearer, and light thee on the way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needest not to be gone.
Let me be taken. Let me be put to death. I am content, so thou will have it so. I'll say yon ray is not the morning's eye. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark, whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is it, my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. I has begone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining hearts is hoarse and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet divisions. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and the loaded toad change eyes. Oh, now I would they have changed voices too, since arm from arm that voice doth us affray, hunting the hence with hunts up to the day. Oh, now be gone, more light, and light is gross.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam,
Nurse?
your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary, be light.
In window, let day in and let life out.
Farewell, farewell, one kiss and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Oh, my lord, my love, my friend, I must hear from thee every day, I the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years, ere I again behold my Romeo.
Farewell. I will admit no opportunity that may convey my greetings and love to thee.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh God, I have an ill dividing soul. Methinks I see thee now, thou art below, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookest pale.
Trust me, love, in my eyes so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu, adieu.
Oh, fortunate, fortunate, all men call thee fickle, if thou art fickle. What dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is that calls? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What
got the gun in the
unaccustomed...
background?
I'm sorry?
Who's got the gun?
Oh, that's my dog. She's playing with her toy.
Can you take away the toys?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Put it in the bag.
Good suggestion.
Dogs
Not a
like
squeaky
the
toy.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is that calls? Is it my mother? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Oh, madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling for so the loss, I cannot choose but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as that villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Villain, and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him, I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
Ay, madam, from the reach of these my hands would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, where that same banished renegade doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram, that he shall soon keep Tybalt company, and then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear a poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should upon receipt thereof soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him, to wreak the love I bore my cousin Tybalt upon his body that hath slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, or I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, has sorted out a sudden day of joy, that thou expectst not, nor I look not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the county Paris at St. Peter's Church, shall haply make thee therefore a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, you shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed, or he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you, tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet, and when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hands.
When the sun sets, there hath the drizzle dew. But for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains downright. How now, a conduit girl? What, still in tears? Evermore showering? In one little body thou counterfeits a bark, a sea, a wind, for still thine eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. The bark thy body is, sailing in this salt flood, the winds thy sighs, who with raging with thy tears, and with they with them, without a sudden calm, will overset thy tempest-tossed body. How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft. Take me with you, wife. How? Will she none? Does she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Does she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bride?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How now, chopped logic? What is this? Proud? And I thank you, and I thank you not, and yet not proud? Mistress Minu, you? Thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joints guess the Thursday next, to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag you there on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness carrion, out, you baggage, you tallow face.
Fie, what, are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, get thee to a church a Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed to thank God that had lent us but this only child. But now I see this one is one too much, and that we have a curse by having her. Out on her, hiding.
And heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my dear Lady Wisdom, hold your tongue. good prudence, smatter with your gossips. Go!
I speak no treason.
O God and Goslin,
May not one speak?
peace, you mumbling fool. Utter your gravity or a gossip's bowl, or here we need it not.
You are too hot.
God's bread, it makes me mad. Day, night, work, play, alone, in company. Still my care hath been to have her matched. And having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, a fair demences, youthful and nobly lined, scoffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one thought would wish a man, and then to have a wretched puling fool, a whining mammet in her fortune's tender, to answer, I'll not wed, I'll not love. I am too young, I pray you pardon me. But, and you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will. You shall not come, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay hand on heart, advise. And you be mine, I'll give you to my friend. And you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets. For by my soul, I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, and nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it. Bethink you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal bed in the dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh God, oh nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith return again to earth unless that husband sends it me from heaven by leaving earth? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, alack, that heaven should practice stratagem upon so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse.
Faith. Here it is.
Romeo is banished.
And all the world to nothing that he dares never come back to challenge you. If he do, it need must be by stealth. Then, since the case so stands as now it does, I think it best you married with the county.
Oh, he's a lovely gentleman.
Romeo's a dishclout to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. Let me shrew my very heart, I think you are happy in a second match, for it excels your first. Or if it did not, the first is dead, or 'twere as good as he were, as living here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou this from thy heart?
And from my soul too, else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I'm gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence's cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Mary, I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation, O most wicked fiend, is it not? Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my Lord with that same tongue which she hath praised him with above compare so many thousand times? Go, counselor, thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I will to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
4, Friar Lawrence's cell.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not love the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore I have little talked of love, for Venus smiles not in the house of tears. Now, sir, your father counts it dangers that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage, to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now, do you know the reason of this haste?
Now I know. I wish I did not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady towards my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
Juliet.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will ye, I am sure, that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrong'st it more than tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is a truth. And what I spec it to my face.
Thy face is mine, and thou shalt have slandered it.
It may be so, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now? Or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter. Now, I, my lord, we must entreat thee, the time alone.
God shield that I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early I will rouse you ye. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Oh, shut the door. And when thou hast done so, come weep with me, past hope, past cure, past help.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing can prorogue it. On Thursday next, be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I will help it presently. God join my heart and Romeo's, thou our hands, and ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experienced time, give me some present counsel, or behold, twixt my extremists and me this bloody knife shall play the empire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak, I long to die. If that thou speakest, speak not of the remedy.
Hold, daughter! I do despy a kind of hope which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent, if rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself. Then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame. Thou copst it with the death himself to escape from it. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower, or walk in thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are, chain me with roaring bears, or shut me nightly in a Turner house, or covered quite with dead men's rattling bones, with wriggly shanks and yellow chapless skulls, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud. Things that, to hear them told, have made me tremble, and I will do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then! Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. And let not the nurse lie within thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial, being then in bed, and this distilling liquor drink thee off, and when presently it has all the veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, though with no pulse, thou shalt keep his native progress, but surcease to no warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade, and wany chesty and wany ashes thy eyes' windows fall, like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part derived of supple government shall stiff and stark and cold appeared like death, and in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. And then, well, now when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, thou art not dead. Art thou dead? Ah, then, as the manner in our country is, by our best robes uncovered on the bier, shall be home to thy same ancient vault, where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo, by my letters, know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he be, and he and I will watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua, and this shall free thee from the present shame. If no unconstant toy or womanish fear, abate thy valor in the acting of it.
Give me, oh tell not me of fear.
Oh, hold, get you gone, be strong and present. In this resolve, I'll send a friar with speed to Mercutio, and with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and in strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
Farewell, farewell.
Scene 2. All in Capulet's house.